Get out, you leech! 3 weeks you have been camping here with that laptop, buying one cheap coffee and using our electricity like you own the place.
The breakfast rush at Hoshi Coffee's Daikanyama flagship froze mid-sip. Every eye locked onto the head barista and the quiet man in the corner booth.
I always buy a drink. I'm working on something important, but I'm not hurting anyone.
You are exactly the problem. Laptop campers drain our tables for hours. This is not a co-working space. I am banning you from every Hoshi location permanently.
That's too cruel. He always orders the same latte, and he never bothers anyone.
The cafe's hum died completely. Baristas behind the counter exchanged nervous glances, but no one spoke.
I see. I'll leave then.
Finally, and do not come back. My team will remember your face.
Sora slipped his laptop into his bag and walked toward the door. No protest, no counterattack, just the soft jingle of the bell as he stepped out into the morning street.
He didn't even finish his coffee, and he left the biscuit I put beside his laptop. Was it from yesterday?
Outside, Sora tucked his hands into his pockets and started walking. Then his fingers brushed something crinkly. A small chocolate biscuit slipped into his bag unnoticed.
That peach-haired regular? She's been leaving these beside my laptop every morning. I never even caught her name.
Did you see his face? That'll send a message. Hoshi isn't a public library. We're a specialty cafe, not a co-working space.
One of the junior baristas opened her mouth, then thought better of it. The tension was too thick to puncture. A few blocks away, Sora sat in a sterile chain cafe. The coffee tasted like cardboard. The lighting was cold. Everything felt wrong.
That corner booth was the only place I could build my app in peace. 3 weeks of progress, gone with a verbal axe.
But the real wound was older and deeper. A secret he had carried for 2 years, a choice that had saved Hoshi Coffee from extinction.
When the pandemic hit, Hoshi was folding. My family's fund bought 60% equity to keep the chain alive, on one condition: absolute secrecy. The brand's soul is founder-led independence. If anyone knew a venture fund was the real owner, the whole story would collapse, so I can't breathe a word. That barista threw me out like trash, and I'm the reason her paycheck clears every month. The irony would be funny if it didn't hurt so much.
4 days later, the morning rush had settled. Master Roaster Tetsuya arrived for the weekly cupping session, cupping spoon in hand.
Something feels off today. The baristas are too quiet, even for a slow morning. What happened while I was away?
A junior barista quietly recounted Natsumi's outburst and the banned customer. Tetsuya's expression darkened. He asked to see the security footage.
That face, I've seen it before. 2 years ago, in the fund's small conference room, the man who signed the papers that saved us.
He stepped away, fingers already dialing the fund's confidential line. The confirmation came in a single breath. Sora was the silent majority shareholder. 20 minutes later, a call reached Sora's phone. Tetsuya's voice was strained but clear.
Sora-san, this is Tetsuya, Master Roaster at Hoshi. I just saw what Natsumi did to you. I'm deeply ashamed. I can fire her immediately.
You'll do no such thing. The secrecy condition must hold. Besides, firing her won't fix the culture. I need something more lasting.
But she publicly humiliated you. The brand can't thrive if good customers are treated like that.
Then help me change it quietly. I'll send a proposal. For now, my identity stays between us. That's an order.
The next morning, Tsubaki walked into Hoshi Coffee and immediately glanced at the corner booth. It was still empty, the seat untouched since the ban.
I keep hoping he'll walk in, but Natsumi's ban was absolute. No one crosses her and comes back.
She slipped the chocolate biscuit from her bag and placed it on the empty table, right where his laptop used to sit.
Why do you keep leaving those? He's banned for life. You're not going to lure him back with snacks.
I just thought he might be hungry. He always looked so tired, and he never asked for anything.
You're too soft. That type takes advantage. Next, you'll be leaving pillows and blankets. This is a cafe, not a shelter.
Across the street, Half hidden behind a florist's awning, Sora watched. He had started coming every morning, unable to stay away.
She's still leaving those biscuits, even with the booth empty. I thought the ritual would die without me, but she kept it alive. My silence is hurting more than me. Natsumi is lashing out at her now. Every day I stay hidden, the damage spreads. But what can I do without breaking the condition? The secrecy is a cage I built for myself.
That evening, Sora called Tetsuya to his office. The plan needed shape.
You sounded urgent? Have you decided on firing Natsumi after all?
No. Hoshi needs a welcome policy. Any paying customer can stay as long as they wish.
A printed policy will shift the culture, but Natsumi will take it personally.
We will frame it as a head office initiative. I know the right person, the regular who leaves biscuits.
Tetsuya's brow lifted. He had noticed the girl, but never approached her.
The one Natsumi snapped at. You want her involved.
I saw her sketchbook once. Community event ideas. I will hire her anonymously as community manager.
Using her to reshape the cafe in secret. It is risky, but it might work.
This is my answer. Not revenge, quiet kindness. A biscuit for a biscuit.
The next morning, Tetsuya gathered the baristas before the cafe opened. A head office initiative needed announcing.
Hoshi Coffee will post a new welcome policy. Any paying customer may stay as long as they wish.
That'll turn us into a camp zone. Head office has no idea what it's like on the floor.
A policy where you can stay. That's what he needed. I could help.
Tsubaki pulled out her sketchbook and drew a bright poster, illustrating people reading and working with coffee.
That's a lovely poster. What's your name?
I'm Tsubaki. I just thought a welcoming poster might help people understand the new rule.
Natsumi watched from behind the counter, her jaw tight. The girl was stepping into territory she'd never bothered with.
Maybe this is my chance to bring warmth back to this cafe. He'd have liked that.
She sees the customer as a guest, not a transaction, exactly what we need.
That afternoon, Natsumi cornered 2 junior baristas in the back hallway. Her voice was low but sharp.
Sign this. If head office forces that policy, we'll lose turnover. Campers for hours, tips drop, and they'll blame us.
A handwritten petition appeared on the counter. Keep our cafe productive. 5 signatures already.
Natsumi's influence runs deep. If this grows, the policy will fall before it starts.
30 minutes later, Tetsuya opened a video call to Sora from the back office. The petition 11 names now lay on his desk.
Sora-san, Natsumi started a petition against the policy. She's convincing staff it'll hurt operations. I fear it will spread.
Then it's time to show them another way. Do not fire her. Instead, offer Tsubaki the community manager role officially.
Sora outlined the offer: part-time hours, a budget for events, and full support from head office, all under Tetsuya's authority.
And if Natsumi protests, she might see it as a personal attack.
Let her. This isn't about power. It's about giving the cafe back its soul. One biscuit, one sketch, one welcome at a time.
That evening, Tetsuya found Tsubaki at her usual table. He placed a formal offer letter beside her sketchbook.
Tsubaki-san, Hoshi Coffee would like to hire you as our first community manager. Part-time hours, event budget, and full support from head office.
Really? Community manager. That's exactly what I've dreamed of. I have so many ideas.
She flipped through her sketchbook. Sketch and sip night. Meet the maker. Pages of happy coffee drinkers. From across the cafe, Natsumi heard the excitement. Her grip on the espresso portafilter tightened.
That girl? A community manager? Head office is rewarding her for coddling campers while I train staff for real service?
Sora stood outside Hoshi Coffee as dusk fell. He hadn't set foot inside in a week. Tonight, he needed to see the progress.
If I can't be a customer, at least I can watch it grow from the shadows. One more step.
The bell chimed. Inside, Natsumi was wiping down the counter alone. Chairs were up, the coffee machines cooling.
I told you, you're banned from every Hoshi. Turn around and get out before I call someone.
Sora didn't move. He met Natsumi's glare with the same exhausted calm he'd worn the day she threw him out.
I'm not here as a customer tonight. I need to speak with Tetsuya-san.
Before Natsumi could hurl another insult, the back room door banged open. Tetsuya strode out, face pale.
Stop, Natsumi. You don't know who this is.
Tetsuya bent into a formal bow, so deep his graying hair fell forward. His next words struck like a hammer.
Sora-sama is the silent investor who bought 60% equity 2 years ago. He saved this entire chain from bankruptcy.
The band leech owns me. My salary, my counter, my arrogance, all paid for by him.
The rag slipped from Natsumi's hand. The mop clattered against the floor. The cafe was deathly silent.
I don't want an apology yet. I want 5 minutes with you, Natsumi, alone.
Natsumi's throat moved, but no sound came. Her world had turned inside out in 10 seconds. Sora walked to the corner booth and pulled out a chair for Natsumi. She followed silently, her shoulders rigid.
I'm not going to fire you. That would solve nothing.
Then what do you want from me? An apology? You won't get one.
I want you to draft a policy, a printed rule that any paying customer may stay as long as they wish. And you'll write it together with Tsubaki. She's the community manager now. You'll learn from her.
The girl who feeds strays with chocolate biscuits? This is a joke.
A soft shuffle came from behind a stack of boxes near the back. Tsubaki stepped out, her sketchbook slipping.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but if helping with the policy means he might one day sit here again, I'll do it.
You have 1 week. Tetsuya will review the draft. If it's good, you keep your job and we post it everywhere.
Fine. I'll write it. But don't expect me to smile about it.
3 days passed. Natsumi sat in the back office, her laptop open to a blank document. The cursor blinked mockingly.
I know coffee extraction, scheduling, profit margins, but community? That's not a metric.
The next afternoon, she found Tsubaki at her usual table and sat across from her. A notebook lay between them.
Explain why you come to Hoshi? Not for the coffee, there are better.
At first, it was just close to my school. But then I saw him, the man with the laptop. He always looked so tired.
And the biscuits?
He'd forget to eat. I started leaving one, just in case. Then I drew him. It felt like a small way to say, I see you.
I called him a leech. She drew him like a friend.
For a long moment, Natsumi said nothing. Then she closed the notebook and stood. Something had shifted.
I'll need more from you tomorrow. Bring your event sketches.
2 days later, Natsumi stood in Sora's office. She held a single printed page, the ink still crisp.
Here, any customer who purchases a drink may stay as long as they wish. It's simple. Tsubaki helped with the wording.
Good. But you'll print 50 copies and tape them on every door yourself. No one else. That's part of it.
He's making me do the walk of shame. Fine. At least the policy is done.
But before she could reach the printer the next morning, her phone buzzed. A blog article had gone viral. The headline screamed, "Venture Fund secretly owns Hoshi Coffee. Independence a lie?" Tetsuya stared at the same screen in the back office. Natsumi appeared at his door, phone in hand, face drained.
Someone inside leaked it. If this story spreads, the policy is dead before it's even posted.
Sora-san, we have a crisis. A blog named you as the silent investor. The brand's independence is being questioned online.
Then we'll tell the full story ourselves. Prepare the cafe. I'll hold a press conference.
By noon, regulars read the article on their phones. The counter was quiet, every transaction tense. A regular raised her phone toward Natsumi. "I supported you for the founder story. How is this independent?" she demanded.
It's complicated. The founders still run everything. An investor saved us, but we never lied about the mission.
Online, the backlash was immediate. Hundreds of comments called for a boycott.
Sora will blame me. The policy was supposed to fix this, and now it's dead before it's born.
Natsumi? This isn't a disaster. It's the moment to be honest. I'll hold the press conference here, at Hoshi. Not a sterile hotel right where the community lives. Tsubaki, you'll join me. Bring your sketches. Show them the community you've designed.
Me? On camera? But I'm just a student who liked a quiet booth.
You're the community manager. Now the world will see what a biscuit can start.
The morning before the press conference, Natsumi arrived an hour early. Tsubaki was already positioning chairs and arranging event flyers.
You'll strain your back? Where do you need me?
You're helping me? Oh, there's a corkboard in the back. I've been putting up customer notes.
Natsumi found the board pinned with colorful notes. A child's drawing thanked Hoshi for the best hot chocolate. Another note, in neat handwriting, to the barista who leaves biscuits, "Thank you for seeing the lonely."
The lonely? That was him. And she was the biscuit barista before I even knew her name.
I started that board last week. Regulars wrote what they love. The biscuit tradition is on there too. See the drawing?
I almost killed this. The warmth, the notes, the biscuits, but I can still choose differently.
Without a word, she walked to the office printer and loaded a full ream of paper.
I'll post these myself, all 50 copies, after the press conference, no matter how it goes.
The cafe was transformed. Rows of chairs faced a simple podium. Journalists typed rapidly on laptops, cameras ready.
2 years ago, when Hoshi Coffee was weeks from closure, my family's fund bought 60% equity to keep it alive. The founder's condition was absolute secrecy. The brand's independence story mattered more than any ownership document. But independence isn't a lie if the mission stays true. Today, we prove it with a new chapter. This is Tsubaki, Hoshi's first community manager. Her sketchbook holds the vision for our future.
I drew people feeling at home here. That's all Hoshi ever needed. A place to belong.
And the policy she helped draft. Any customer who purchases a drink may stay as long as they wish. Natsumi, the head barista, will post this policy herself. It's her commitment to the community.
Natsumi picked up the printed sheets. Her hands trembled slightly, but her jaw was set. Cameras flashed. She walked toward the door, every step heavy with the weight of her old words and the promise of new ones. Natsumi pressed the first sheet against the glass. The tape tore cleanly under her fingers. Inside, the cafe held its breath. She smoothed the paper once, then stepped back. For a long moment, she just stared at the words she had once fought. Then she turned. The cafe was silent, all eyes on her. Sora stood near the podium, his face unreadable.
Sora-san! I called you a leech. I banned you from the place you saved. There is no excuse. I'm sorry. For my words, for my arrogance, for every customer I pushed away.
You posted the policy. That's not just a paper. It's a promise. Keep it, and you keep your place here.
A single clap broke the silence. Then another. The cafe regulars, seated in the back, rose to their feet. The tension that had choked the room for weeks finally broke. Applause filled the cafe, warm and unsteady.
They're clapping. For me? After everything?
Behind her, the policy stood against the glass, the morning sun catching its letters. Any customer who purchases a drink may stay as long as they wish. A new chapter had begun. In the days after the press conference, the cafe hummed with a new energy. Laptops appeared, but so did old regulars who had stayed away.
Meet the Maker Night. We'll invite a local potter to demo, pair it with latte art, and have a community wall for ideas.
Sora had returned to his corner booth, not as a phantom investor, but as a customer. His laptop was open, but today he watched Tsubaki more than his code.
Tsubaki, I never properly thanked you for the biscuits. Every morning, no matter how stressed I was, finding one felt like a quiet promise.
You noticed? I was afraid you'd think it was weird. I drew you too. In my sketchbook, you always looked like you were carrying something heavy.
Carrying a secret will do that. But you lightened it. Your biscuits, your drawings, they reminded me why I saved Hoshi.
Will you come to meet the Maker Night? I want you to see what this place is becoming because of you.
Because of all of us. I'll be there. Maybe I'll even bring my laptop. But only for 5 minutes.
They shared a quiet laugh, the first easy moment between them. The cafe's new chapter was written not in grand announcements, but in these small exchanges. And somewhere in the back, a fresh batch of chocolate biscuits was cooling on the counter. A few evenings later, Tsubaki asked Sora to meet her at a tiny cafe wedged between a bookstore and a vintage shop. Not Hoshi, somewhere new.
I wanted to talk somewhere that wasn't our cafe. Just for an hour. Not a policy meeting.
No laptop in sight? I feel almost naked.
I've been holding on to this. It's yours.
Sora unfolded it, a drawing of himself at his corner booth, the biscuit beside his laptop, every line soft and intentional.
You drew this when I was still hiding. Before you even knew my name.
I knew you enough to draw you. That counts.
Then let's start something new. Not an investor and his community manager. Just two people who like quiet booths.
Okay, but you still have to order a drink.
Across town, Natsumi stood at a whiteboard in Hoshi Coffee, marker in hand, leading a barista training on hospitality. The welcome policy was taped on the wall behind her. Weeks passed. The cafe settled into its new rhythm. Laptops hummed alongside laughter, and the policy on the door was no longer news but a given. Sora reclaimed his corner booth. His laptop was open, but so was his posture relaxed, no longer bracing for attack.
You're actually smiling at your screen. Did the algorithm agree with you for once?
Funny. I was just reading an email from a user who said the app helped her find quiet focus in a noisy world. Kind of like this booth used to do for me.
The community board now stretched across 2 corkboards, photos from Meet the Maker Night, a child's drawing of a biscuit with eyes, and a new note, Natsumi remembered my order. I cried a little. Tsubaki and Natsumi shared a laugh behind the counter over a botched latte art, a heart that looked like a potato. Natsumi's ponytail bounced as she tried again.
Potato heart. Very seasonal. Very underground.
The next morning, Tsubaki placed a single chocolate biscuit beside Sora's laptop. The ritual had never stopped, but now she left it openly, with a small hand-drawn note for the quiet focus.
You know I'll never be able to code without chocolate now, right?
Good. Then you'll always need me.
Later that afternoon, Sora hung Tsubaki's sketch on his office wall. The tired coder at the corner booth now faced the city skyline. His phone buzzed. Tsubaki had sent a photo, a tray of chocolate biscuits, each one hand-decorated with a tiny coffee cup or a smile. Her message read, "Today's batch. This one has your exhausted half-smile. Come test it." Sora looked out his window toward the distant glow of Hoshi Coffee and grabbed his coat. At the cafe, Natsumi snapped a selfie by the front door, the welcome policy clearly visible behind her. She posted it with a caption, "Our promise." The Employee of the Month board now featured Natsumi's photo, but the real prize was the thank you notes pinned beneath it. Outside, the evening light caught the posted policy on every door. It was no longer a demand. It was a belonging. Sora pushed the door open. Inside, Tsubaki was waiting at his booth, a single biscuit on a napkin.
You actually drew my exhausted half-smile on a biscuit.
I told you, I see things now. Eat before I draw your laptop next.
The community art night transformed the cafe into a canvas. Easels and sketch pads replaced laptops for the evening. Sora stood near the corner booth, watching Tsubaki guide a child's hand as they painted a cup on paper. She looked up, caught his gaze, and her smile turned private, just for him. He crossed the room and took her hand, pulling her gently under the warm glow of the Edison bulbs.
I think this is the first time I've been in this cafe without a laptop. It's better.
You're not coding. You're present. That's all I ever wanted.
Their lips met, gentle and certain, under the bulb that had witnessed fights, apologies, and now this. A click echoed. Natsumi lowered her phone, the photo already saved, a rare, soft smile on her face.
Look what a biscuit started.
In the corner, Tetsuya raised a cupping spoon toward the room, a silent toast to a cafe that had finally learned to welcome everyone home. Evening settled over Daikanyama. The last light of day caught the Hoshi coffee storefront, its exposed brick warm and familiar. On the front door, the welcome policy was still taped, its letters now a permanent part of the glass. At the doorstep, a small chocolate biscuit rested on the stone, wrapped in simple paper. A child had left it there, copying the ritual that had become legend. Inside, the cafe hummed with the quiet life of people who belonged. A cup of coffee sat beside a half-finished sketch, steam curling softly. The biscuit on the step, the policy on the door, both promised the same thing: you can stay. Some investments are more than money. Some are a biscuit, a sketch, a quiet corner where someone saw you. Fade to black.